funding for Discovery Road brought to you in part by the National Park Service.
Well, here it is, a gritty patch of dirt on a windswept plain in central Utah, where young Jewish families a very long time ago tilled their dreams for a new beginning. Yes, indeed, this is the place where utopia came calling.
It all got started back east in the big cities. That's where the quash of life germinated into a search for something better, a utopia, a paradise. In the early 1900s, somewhere near here in what is now Gunnison, Utah, a handful of Jewish families staked their claim to the future, part of the Back to the Land movement. Escaping sweatshops, crowded cities, and poverty, they sought opportunity and a better way of life. They cleared land, planted wheat, alfalfa, and oats, and gave birth to Clarion, Utah. But conditions were rough on the newcomers. Dust, wind, a scarcity of water, a broken cistern, eventually crumbling dreams. What you're seeing here is one of the most important things humans do. They're searching, looking for themselves, really, trying to find their family story. Anna Eroff was there. So was her father. They were among the busloads of people who arrived on the 100th anniversary of Clarion. 2 generations, descendants of Clarion, 2 important treatments of the Clarion recital.
It's the 100th year anniversary of the settlement of Clarion, Utah, which where my father was born and my grandfather was one of the original settlers. I think history and family in the context of, immigrants coming to America and finding their own American story, I was always intrigued by the fact that, my father's American story started on what might be called a kibbutz or a communal living, outside of Salt Lake City, which is how it was described to me, in a valley. We're Americans. We've been here for 100 years or more, and this is, part of my American story.
Well, I've for years been really fascinated by the idea of a utopia and sort of the idea that I came from people who up and left and wanted to make a better life. I heard when I was a kid, my grandfather grew up in a commune. And that to me was awesome when I started to be really reading about utopian movement and thinking about how do I make a change in this world and make a better life for myself and my future. I started to look to my family history.